Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, trader. Steve here at Logic FX Trading, and welcome to our trading room summary on Thursday, the 2nd of April 2020. Okay, guys, listen, there's still a lot of consensus out there saying that we could be in a bear market, and therefore that may not be the bottom. And of course, you get as many people saying that that is the bottom and we should be in a move up. At the moment, we don't know which of those two ideas is correct. So what I'm going to do is trade technically. In other words, the fundamentals aren't really working at the moment. So what we've had is a breakout and we're getting a pullback. It's coming down into the area of the 61.8 retracement. If I start to see a move up here, I may try and trade it, well, at least to there, maybe a little bit further, but I wouldn't be doing more than that unless if we were in that area, things really started to look good, and you know, maybe you move on up, put your stop to zero, and then you let it ride up. I do not think that's going to happen, guys. I think if that is the bottom, we could well just see us slowly but surely gaining ground with drawdowns. In other words, it could go up and back down and up a little bit and back down, and we could trade like that for the rest of the year, guys. But ultimately we will go up there. It's just the timing, guys, because we could have a bear market first and then, or a continuation of the bear market, and then we climb up. But obviously with trading, you've got to take your chances. So what I'm saying is, if you do decide to get into a trade, don't be in it for the long term. Just take whatever profit you can get and get out, and don't be greedy, because this could be a very choppy market over the next, and that would be optimistic that it would do something like that, guys. This could be a very choppy market over the rest of the year, and there could well be downside to it. At the moment, I'm not necessarily convinced of the downside. We have to wait and see what damage is done to the world economy and to individual economies by what's being spent to try and contain coronavirus. Once we start to see those numbers coming out, we'll get a better idea of whether we're going to, recover from this position, or whether we're going to have more downside. So that's kind of where we are. There's nothing definitive at the moment, guys. It's not a good idea to necessarily be definitive in trading. What you do is you set up what you hope is going to happen, and then if it happens, you trade it, and if it doesn't happen, you don't trade it. It's as simple as that, folks. Okay, so far as the Aussie 200 is concerned, when we got to here, I talked about a possible ABC breaking that bottom, and if you got that, that would be a really nice place to start thinking about trading long. Unfortunately, it gave us the first leg down, and now it's been doing this. Doesn't mean that it doesn't come down, guys. It could come down in a long, slow diagonal, break that bottom, and then go. If it did that and broke out, I would consider trading it long. German, similar, could end up being a little flat correction, guys, but remember, there may well be downside. Give it plenty of room if you decide to try and trade it long. French looks a little bit nicer, guys. It's a zigzag, come down close to the 50% retracement. This is tempting to put a stop there and then go. What would be smarter would be to put a stop away down there. UK, similar to the French, we're getting a bit of a zigzag. I'd prefer to see one more leg down on it before it went. But the one thing I will say about the UK, and they were already undervalued when they were up here because of Brexit. Do you remember they'd gone way down? And then they were slowly but surely recovering. We called the turn, I think it was here. Sorry, let's get out to the 4 hour on this one, get a better idea of where we are. Oh, yeah, the turn was way back here, wasn't it? Sorry, 2016. Then it climbed up. And then that's the recent drop there, guys. There we were looking at to trade it long. And then it went sideways for a long time, guys. But that arrow's an old one. That's from way back here where I was saying, listen, we're looking to trade these up because these valuations are a lot lower than what they should be. I hope I'm not getting myself into... what it was compared to where the rest of the world's stock markets were. They were low in value. But now we're way down there, guys. is that the bottom is the big question. But look, if we can catch something, even a little trade that you leave on for a while, guys, there's a long way to come up. So surely we should be looking for long trades down there and covering ourselves in case it's not the bottom. But at some point it will hit the bottom, and then we can slowly but surely trade it all the way back up. Nasdaq, same thing, folks. We've had this push off the bottom. We're getting a bit of a pullback at the minute. I'm a little bit less sure about this one because of the structure of it, because it looks like it could have a bit more downside to it. I'm not so sure about that one. And then the S&P, a little bit of a better structure there. It's pulled back off the tops. You know, you're looking at a fib retracement there, and if it starts to go long from there, then maybe you decide to get in. And also with the Dow Jones, it would be similar, but keeping in mind that of course we could be wrong and it could fall further down. Other than that, let's have a quick look at oil. Oil started to come back up. The Chinese are buying at the moment, folks, because price is so low. The row between Saudi Arabia and Russia is still ongoing. The Saudis are still producing more oil than they ever have because of this battle that's going on between them and the Russians. Hopefully there'll be some sense will come to it and we'll not see that bottom being broken, guys. There are people calling $10 to the barrel, but that would really destroy a lot of the American oil producing market. So Trump is in talks at the moment, or his administration are in talks to try and solve the problem, to get an agreement for everybody to cut output so that we can soak up the glut that's out there, and then as we start to recover, then oil prices, you know, they can start to produce again. But if they do that, then we will see oil prices recover, not way back up to where they came from. You know, we're not talking about a way back up here, folks, certainly not in the short term. But we could certainly see some upward movement, and if we get the direction right, then we're always in with a shout of making money. The time you lose money is when you get the analysis incorrect, guys, and you call it long, try and trade it long, and it goes short. That's where you lose money. But if at least you can get the analysis correct, that's the direction it's going in, then your chances of making money are much higher. Now, obviously, if oil is going long, and I said this, I've been saying this all of last week, etc. If oil goes long, then the CAD will go long. In other words, we'll see that. I'm already starting to maybe see a bit of it. Not so much the pound, because I think the pound's recovering as well. This one would be more, maybe it bounces back and forward. Maybe they balance each other out. I could be wrong on that, guys, but I wouldn't want to risk against the pound. But really, CAD against the yen, CAD against the Swiss, unless we had another major drawdown on the stock markets, you're not going to see the yen or the Swiss getting back to those previous levels, guys. So the CAD Swiss, you could well see breaking out of there. I'm not saying it's going to definitely do it now, but you know, it may bounce along, but I think ultimately you may see a move up on it. And the CAD yen would be the same. If that's the bottom, this looks like a very good place to consider getting long in it, but your stop's going to have to be down below there, and the further below there the better from a safety point of view. But obviously the further down you put it, the less money you make going up. Okay guys, that's our summary for today. I'll speak to you all again tomorrow. Stay safe, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.